Ludicrous Feed is proudly sponsored by My Car, Tyre and Auto, Carloop, data to empower Australia's EV revolution, and Hankook, driving emotion. Hey everyone, I'm Tom, this is Joy.
Hello.
And today we are going to compare the new Tesla Model Y against itself. The rear-wheel drive and also the all-wheel drive variants, we'll compare them side by side, both a static walk-around and also a really good test drive as well for you guys through the streets of Sydney. It's going to be a lot of fun, and many thanks again to Tesla Australia for this unique opportunity. Looking forward to it? Should be good. Let's go and do it. Okay, so the two cars we've got side by side is the Quicksilver in rear-wheel drive with standard 19-inch wheels there you can see, and white interior. So it's pretty much a standard rear-wheel drive car. And then on this side we've got the new Glacier blue colour with 20-inch wheels and just the black interior. So this is pretty much a standard all-wheel drive, except obviously for the option of the Glacier blue. So really good to have them side by side today. So first shift will be Joy and myself in the Glacier blue car. Let's go do this. And just confirming, the rear-wheel drive car has got 19-inch Hankooks, and then the all-wheel drive car has got 20-inch Michelin Pilot Sport EV tyres. Okay, so here we go. We're in the all-wheel drive vehicle. Very exciting. New Tesla Model Y. Tap to activate drive. Okay, auto shift. That was pretty straightforward. Okay. Okay. Oh yes, indicator stalks. How good is that?
Well, I mean, should be pretty standard for basically everybody else, unless you're coming from a Model 3.
Yes, correct. They just feel like more stiff.
That's
like
good.
a good endpoint.
As you know, I have issues with my current Model Y.
Yeah.
And the indicators in there, which always seem to click off.
Yeah. All right. We'll get past all this traffic and then we'll touch base again, give you our thoughts. Okay, so we're just making our way out of Sydney, well, at least the inner city of Sydney, just going through central Sydney. I've been trying to find all the rough roads. You can just sort of heard that one before. And yeah, the suspension has definitely been improved. As I said, I've been trying to find all the potholes and rough roads to go over, and like in the past, I would say, driving over some of these bumps, it'd be actually quite bone jarring sometimes, but so far it's been pretty pleasant. And again, just reminding you, this is the all-wheel drive variant, so we'll compare, of course, to the rear-wheel drive variant when we drive that later on today. But as promised, see, that's another manhole there. As promised, the suspension has definitely been improved.
It is definitely a lot better, and as someone who drives a Model Y every day, the old generation, yeah, I guess I didn't realise how ridiculously firm it is because I just get used to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel everything on the road. So this is quite nice to actually have.
Yeah, it's a lot gentler.
Yeah, to have things smoothed out a bit.
Like, it's not perfect. Like, it's not like, it's still a little bit firm, I must say. But you know, some people like that. They don't want it too floaty. I don't like it too floaty either. So it's still on the firm side, but...
Oh, look, there's a good one.
Oh, I missed it, sorry.
Oh, you missed it.
Here's another one. Never bump you. Here's a good one, actually. Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
it's not bone jarring. It's still firm, but better. I love the stalks. They're so stiff. Like, there's just a firm endpoint. I love it. It's not mushy like the old one. Like, you know where you're going with this. Through some water. It's nice. Might just talk about the efficiency now down here. So this car has been driven 1,700 kilometers, and there's a trip computer there for the last 1,000 odd kilometers, and it's at an efficiency of 141.9 watt hours per kilometers, or 14 odd kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that's pretty good. It's definitely on the lower side of the cars that we test. Normally they sit around 16s, 17s for a car this size. I mean, since last charge, so, you know, us getting out of the city, it's been 17s. We'll talk a bit more about the sound system, but Joy, I think you're pretty impressed so far with the sound.
Yeah. I already like the one in my Model Y. I guess obviously I use that as a standard of when I compare to other cars. And This one, I feel that the reproduction of like like keys or vocals is definitely more true to sound. So it's not significantly better than my Model Y, but it's noticeably better, if that makes sense. Like, it's not sort of like a night and day thing, but it is sort of like a little bit better, which is nice. I mean, if you're on the roads a lot and you're listening to music all the time, which I am in the car, then it is nice to have it sound a bit better than it currently is.
Yep. So a difference between this car, the all-wheel drive, and the rear-wheel drive is the interior, and apparently it's got premium material. So let's, I guess, have a scan around the inside just to get a good idea of what it looks like.
Yeah, look, I remember from the test drive of the other one that we did, I wasn't that impressed. But this one does actually look like an upgrade.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like too garish. You've got the nice interior lights as well, just wrapping around the front. Just gives it that extra nice touch to it. We've got some nice soft materials through just on the door cards and off the top.
It does make a difference. I think in my current Model Y, it's just all this sort of like this material here on the chairs. So.
Yep. What is with Sydney today? Why does it have the apocalyptic filter on? Why is it so
yellow? I don't
yellow?
think it's not coming through on the on the camera though.
It's a lot of haze today. It's very unusual. I might actually put autopilot on. So now without the right stalk, you actually just press this scroll wheel on the right here. So I'm just going to press it once. You see on the screen there. You can set it so it's double tap or single tap, but obviously this has been set to single. So blue tram tracks as usual. And all the Teslas come with like basic autopilot like this. The visualizations are very smooth, so there's been a software update even in our Tesla Model Y recently, so it's a lot smoother now. Maybe preparing for FSD, you never know. But you can see all the cars oncoming and going in the same direction, and you can see the lights as well, even though they're LED lights on the screen there, so that's quite nice. And then the map's still here on the left for nav. And yes, some people might say, look, there's no instrument cluster screen here, so it's just something you got to get used to. Like, if you drive the Tesla often enough, you'll probably get used to it. Joy can tell you she's used to it now, driving her car.
I mean, obviously, it wasn't such a big deal for me because I came from a Model 3 as well, but changing from a CX-5 to a Model 3, I think it's not one of those things that actually takes a long time to get used to. Like, it took maybe only, honestly, a few hours or so to get used to it. Whereas there are other things like changing gears, can I say, which is like locked into muscle memory for me. So anytime we're in another press car, and if the gear stalk is somewhere else or it's different, every time I park, then it's like I will flick on the windscreen wipers or whatever it might be. So for me, like, that is actually way harder to adjust to than looking at the speedo. That was like a much easier change for me. I don't know why.
I guess when it's your turn to drive, we'll get you to do a 3-point turn or park or something just to be sure. We'll see.
I think that's going to go abysmally.
Let's reserve our critique. We'll see what happens. So there you go. That was the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And autopilot test was, okay. I mean, only a very brief test, of course. Okay, so I downloaded a Decibel Meter. You can see a reference point as well. So currently, there's a bit of road work on the Harbour Bridge, well, the Bradfield Warringah Expressway. Just show all the road work here on the highway. But
it's hovering basically between 60 and 70.
Yeah, so I just want to show all the road work at the moment. So it's pretty rough road. Oh look, there's a camouflage car.
It happened to lift up just to the right.
We shouldn't talk about the cars when we're doing a press run for the Model Y, but yeah, interesting. So it's saying it's quiet street, quiet conversation, right? Yeah. As a reference.
I'll just lift it up whether it changes if I'm holding it, but I don't think so. Ah, interesting. Maybe it was picking up vibrations, because if I'm holding it, it's more like 50s to 60s.
All right, here's a guessing competition. What camouflage car is that driving past me on the right here? Is it even an EV? I suppose it is, because there's no exhaust. Alright, tell me what it is in the comments. Okay, so just time for a brief handling test.
There was the power
yeah.
bank disappearing off.
That turned on a dime. Impressive.
I mean, that's what you want all-wheel drive for.
Yeah. Yeah, no torque steering, no skidding, nothing. It's just like, boom, just so responsive. And Joy talks a lot about that dead zone where the steering has to be like that, and I've certainly felt that responsiveness. Okay, so we've swapped drivers, same car, still the all-wheel drive, and now Joy's driving.
Yep.
We're going to drive to the Ku-ring-gai Chase National Park for a nice shot of the vehicles. So, all right, let's do this.
It's the lack of gear things. Yes, I know. It's telling me what to do. Tap to activate drive. So I'll put my foot on the brake. And so I actually don't need to do anything.
No.
So if I put the foot on the brake, it just assumes I want to go into drive.
I guess so, because there's nothing ahead of us.
And I suppose it's like, well, 99% of the time you're going to be driving, so it's going to do that.
Tesla's watching you.
But then, hello. But I suppose if I wanted to go into reverse, then I do something different and the options come out.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right. Well, maybe I can get used to it. But look, as soon as I put my hands on the steering wheel, guess what I wanted to do with my hand? I wanted to do this.
Muscle memory.
Okay, all right.
Oh, you got to press the accelerator now, don't you, to go?
Well, see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to press it anyway, right, to go.
Yeah, I know.
It's just like retraining.
It is like. Honestly, this is a lot harder for my brain than looking here. Like, that was not hard to retrain.
Good.
And I didn't have to adjust the mirrors or anything like that because it had my profile setting already there.
That's true.
Hang on, am I turning right?
You're turning right. Yeah, so Tesla kindly allowed us to put our logins into this car.
Yes.
And straight away Joy's settings turned up.
Yep, so just in case you're wondering why I didn't do all of my usual fussing around. And I assume that also means that it's already in sport mode. Look, did the indicator go off for me? Did I have to do that twice? Let me accelerate. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That is nice. I do miss that in my current rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, all-wheel drive is something special.
Hang on, okay, let me go back. I do know what you mean by it's a little bit firmer.
Yeah. What do you mean, the steering wheel?
No, the
oh, the indicator.
The indicator stalk. Yep.
I like it personally. It's a nice endpoint.
Okay.
Clear air in front of us. It's nice.
I'm assuming it's on sport mode.
I mean, it's your settings.
It's my settings, so why wouldn't it be? Like, everything was still there, like my Spotify or my playlist.
I mean, this is essentially your car.
Even the equalizer setting on, because I checked to see what that was on, and even all of that is still the same. Which is, I guess, that's one nice benefit of, if you were to stay in the Tesla ecosystem, is that it's all there. It's like when you upgrade your phone. Oh, you know what I'm doing? It's like lifts in Korea. If you press it again, it goes off.
Yep.
And that's why it was going off.
Yes.
Yeah. Because currently in my car, I have to kind of keep pressing it repeatedly because it keeps coming off. But if I do that here, I will actually be the one switching it off.
Yeah, don't touch it. They fixed that issue.
Yes, okay. See, and again, that is a muscle memory thing that I'll have to adjust. Which I can do.
Yeah, even as a passenger, the ride feels a lot gentler. Definitely. And we travel this road a lot. This is our local area. And like I said before, as I was driving, it's not perfect. It's still firm, but a lot better than what it was. A lot more cushioned. Here's some rough road here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we can still feel it, but a lot better.
Yeah, you can feel it, but it doesn't hurt.
No, it's not bone jarring.
You can feel it, but it's not uncomfortable. I guess hurt is a strong word.
And the insulation is a lot better too. Sound insulation.
Yes, that is actually really noticeable. Okay, sorry, that was interrupted because there was actually a call coming through.
Sorry, I had to take a phone call.
But what I was saying, which I do remember because it's something that's important to me, is that maybe the sound system is actually, well, I think it's better because of the sound insulation, and so I can actually appreciate it better. And maybe that's actually the difference, rather than it being a better sound system necessarily. So, but whatever it is, the improvement in the sound insulation makes me able to better appreciate the like I said, instruments and vocals. That's my thing, like an accurate representation of
Yep, good point.
of vocals and instruments. That's what I like.
I'll just put the decibel meter up again, so it's still saying it's kind of a quiet street level, even though we're on a main road.
This is a really smooth road though.
It is true.
Much better than the Warringah Freeway.
Yep. Okay, so the AC is pretty similar. Now you get ventilated seats compared to the old Model Y. Auto, oh look, auto. We should let AI decide.
No.
Heat or cool, so let's leave that on auto for me. I know you don't like...
I don't like anything.
Just leave it then, it's just for me.
At me or... Yep. So I'm a lot higher off the ground than I was the last time I did this in a Cyberster.
Yeah.
That was very low to the ground. And the steering, I have to say, in the Cyberster was obviously looser than I would prefer it. So I can probably actually hold the steering wheel the way I would like to hold the steering wheel here, as opposed to feeling I have to,
So Joy's got it on
wrestle with the car.
heavy steering and standard acceleration, so as quick as you can get in this car. This is a good test because it's obviously handling at the legal speed limit, but the road sometimes is not good quality either, so it's a really good test for this car.
But I guess, I mean, yeah, I can directly compare it to the Cyberster because that was obviously the last time I was on this road. But obviously I'm more comfortable with like a Model Y because it's coming from something that I know. I have not driven this road in my Model Y, so I can't compare it to that. But I will be able to compare it with the other Model Y that we will be testing later. So
True.
This at the moment is very nice, and I feel, I did not feel this comfortable doing this in the sports car. I'll tell you
Well,
that.
we had the top down admittedly.
Yeah, maybe it was just that too. No, but even the steering wheel, like, see, I'm making small movements with the steering wheel, and it's doing exactly what I'm expecting it to do.
It is a very responsive car. Yes.
I don't have to take my hands off the wheel or hold it in like weird positions because I'm getting freaked out.
Yep.
So that is the one benefit of this. I can keep it at like, was it 3 and 9? Is it what are you supposed to do these days?
Yep.
Yeah. This is very pleasant.
It is. It's a good ride. It's as a passenger as well. I mean, it's not like pillow smooth, but you're still feeling the bumps on the road. But I have done this road in the Y, just on my own testing, and or the old Y, and it's not this smooth. Let me tell you.
The other interesting thing is that just even looking at my speedo, I'm going faster now, I think, than I was in a supposed kind of like sports car, right? Because I trust the handling of this better.
Good point.
Which is interesting, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, obviously some of that is to do with the fact that it's like a Model Y and a Model Y. But I don't know whether I'd actually be that confident in my Model Y because it's a rear-wheel drive, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it would make that much of a difference.
Well, I mean, this car, it just feels a lot stickier.
This feels, I was going to say,
Grippier.
grippy. It
Yes.
feels really grippy. So,
That's where the security comes in. You're not going to slip off.
yeah.
But then some people might say, well, that's a boring ride because it's too sticky, right? You want to skid a little bit or...
What? No, on these types of roads, no thank you.
Yeah,
But
anyway.
no, this is really grippy, and like micro movements of me on the steering wheel are making adjustments to the car, which is like exactly the way I like it.
Rough road.
Okay, yep.
More rough road.
I want to avoid that one, sorry.
I would have gone through it.
No.
Look at all those twists and turns. Delicious.
And I haven't, like I said, I haven't had to take my hand off the steering wheel. Like I haven't had to, hand over hand and like push and pull and all that sort of stuff. It's lovely, just the way I like it.
Cool. gimbal is
There's
cameraing.
there's a massive hairpin coming up, isn't
Yes, there is.
So I may have to actually move my hands for that.
Yeah, this bit's bumpy. Oh, more off-road.
You want me to go through it? No, I don't. I see.
Nothing.
I'm
See, that was nothing.
no. I avoided that
You did?
pothole
Okay.
because I mentally can't go through a pothole. Like, you know, knowingly. That's the thing. I can't mentally knowingly go through a pothole.
Goes against the grain of a safe defensive
No
driver.
way. Yes. This is very nice. This is very pleasant.
Yeah, it feels very solid, like very well put together. Nothing's rattling. Everything's very stable. Unlike that trailer in front of us. Okay, here's the this is very tight.
Yeah.
These few turns coming up. Looks like a Grand Prix circuit.
Monaco hairpin.
Could be that tight actually. Except we're not going at 200 k's an hour.
No. Well, to be fair, they don't do the Monaco hairpin at 200 kilometres an hour either.
They go pretty quick. This is a great place to test handling for any cars, by the way. If you are in Sydney, come up here to Akuna Bay. Great place to test out your car. Just watch out for cyclists.
Yes. Who are enjoying the great outdoors.
Oh, what a great day for filming. It's misty down there. It's good. Excellent. Well done. Good stuff. So when we get down to the bottom, what we'll do is I'll do a quick handling test in this car, and then we'll do a comparison between the two vehicles, and then we'll drive back in the rear-wheel drive to give you our thoughts. So this will be a long video, but I know you want to watch this, the viewer, if you're deciding between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. So we'll give you every single detail as much as we can. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Cool. All right. See you guys shortly.
Okay, I will grudgingly admit, I turned into this parking spot and I rolled in and I lifted off the brake and it just automatically went into park for me. So I didn't actually need to press or do anything. I gotta admit, I'm mildly impressed by that. And I'll grudgingly admit that maybe that's actually quite useful if it knew what I was doing. However, I'm now going to get on my little thing and go, well, what about if you're a learner driver and learning, and then, you know, you're going to have new drivers who just walk away from their car without putting... So anyway, but I will grudgingly admit that that actually worked better than I thought.
Good.
So.
That's good to hear. Okay, so I'm going to do a brief handling test on this car. This is still the all-wheel drive, and look, it wanted me to reverse. That's pretty cool.
I know.
Because it knows there's a barrier in front of us.
It did.
That's very clever.
It's actually,
Come on.
yeah.
It's quite intuitive.
It is. It is
Okay,
smarter than I give it credit
These cameras
for.
are very sharp too, compared to the old one anyway.
Yeah. I guess they've actually got a whole bunch of smarty pants actually, you know, working and thinking through these when they program these cars.
Look, I'm stopping.
They
Does it know I need to go forward? Not yet, so yes.
see, so you do have to.
So it's not
you do
perfect.
have to fuss with the
I need to
screen
slide
now.
forward.
There
yeah.
you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, eh? Smarties at Tesla.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, clearly they have actually thought of all the kind of like gripes that we come up with on the spot.
Yes.
So obviously there are smart people working there.
Who would have thought?
I know, right?
Right.
Look at this beautiful view.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Try and get a thumbnail of that shot later, but I'm going to do a little quick handling test just around here in the all-wheel drive, so I get a feel of it, and then we'll do a comparison between the two cars. It's just so tempting to just absolutely send it, but obviously it's a public road, and I will do my best to just keep cool. Now the rear view mirror is still a very much a slit view out the back, just letting you know. That was a gripe in the old car, and this hasn't really improved that much, I must say, in this car yet. So anywho, yeah, we'll drive down to the boat shed. I think that'll be enough for me to get a feel of this car. The thing is, it's so stable and so smooth and it's so grippy that I don't feel like I'm going this fast.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, right? Because I was going noticeably closer to the speed limit in this car than I was in the Cyberster. I don't know whether you can see my speedo in that when you were recording, but I think I was doing sort of like 35, 40s.
Yes, you were. Yes, you're going much slower because you weren't confident in it.
Yeah.
Whereas this one's like nothing at all, honestly. I'm just like carving up these turns. Not that sure we can see this.
Yep. And the other thing was, I didn't feel that comfortable as a passenger the other time. But I mean, that could also have been, the top is down.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas here, it is very stable, isn't it?
I mean, I'd love to take this on
very grippy, very stable.
100k an hour road. Oh, here's a bit of a bump. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Yeah, and as you say, here it's more about just looking out for all the cyclists that are on this road. So obviously we've got to take extra care.
Look, I'm going to say something a bit controversial, and as a Tesla owner, people may not like this, but it's so stable and smooth that it's almost a bit boring around these turns. Like, okay, fine, for a family car, no problem. You don't want an exciting car, right? But I guess to drive the car, it's like, well, okay, it's sort of grippy and it's stable, and the flip side is it's stable. It's
okay,
good.
Look,
it's perfect.
And for me, as a mum who is a very I like to drive safely.
Yes.
The fact that it is so smooth and safe actually makes it more fun for me.
Yeah, so I get that as well. Okay, so we should talk about the pricing and the specs. So comparing the two vehicles, the rear-wheel drive here in white will be $58,900 before on-road costs. And then for $10,000 more, you can get the long-range all-wheel drive in white is $68,900. For on-roads in New South Wales, the driveway price is $64,000 or thereabouts for the rear-wheel drive. And then the long-range drive away is $74,000. So $10,000 difference thereabouts again. Delivery is June 2025 for both cars at this point, which is about a week away from now. And the rear-wheel drive range is 466 kilometers WLTP, and then another 90 odd kilometers for the long-range vehicle at 551 kilometers WLTP.
Is that because it's got a bigger battery?
Yes, it's got a bigger battery.
Okay.
Yes, I believe it's about 60 kilowatt hours for this one, and then this is I think it's about 80 kilowatt hours. LFP for rear-wheel drive, NMC for long range.
Which was which in terms of the one that you have to sort of stay at 80, and which is the one that you have to you can go to 100?
Good question. So LFP, which is rear-wheel drive, you can charge to 100% regularly. And the long range, if you look after the battery, it'll look after you as well in terms of longevity. Charge to 80 or 90% daily, and only charge to 100 for a long road trip. So yeah, good question. So rear-wheel drive, 0 to 100 in 5.9 seconds. And then long range, 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. But we know that Tesla from history will always generally release a software boost pack. So we can probably expect that to come down to closer to 4 seconds for the long range once you include a boost pack for extra money, of course. The audio is different between the two. So we experienced the audio in the all-wheel drive. This has got 15 speakers and 1 subwoofer, whereas rear-wheel drive is 9 speakers. So we'll give our thoughts on that.
Yeah, and I did pump up the equalizer with the subwoofer bass just to see, okay, well, what is it on max, and I'll see what it is on this one.
Yep.
Just to compare that.
We will let you know. So the wheels, you can actually configure both sets of wheels, 19 or 20 inch for both cars. And the other difference also is the supercharging speed. So rear-wheel drive, because of the LFP battery, it's limited to 170 kilowatts, whereas the NMC battery pack can charge up to 210 kilowatts. So a little bit quicker. So you can probably say, I would say from experience, about 5 to 10 minutes of charging time, which, I don't know, it may add up if you're in a hurry, I guess. The other difference also is the interior. We were sitting in the all-wheel drive. It's got the premium materials for the black interior. I think you can see fog lights now for the rear-wheel drive. Yep, and the long range as well. I might pop both fronts open actually. Good to see them both side by side. such a unique opportunity. You never get to see these two side by side.
I mean, they should be identical,
You
right?
would think so. So I think they're pretty similar in size, I would think. And you can see also there's a drain plug now for both cars. So if you could actually fill this with ice or something if you want for parties.
Where does that drain to? Just
I guess to the floor.
out.
Just
Yeah.
don't drain it into your house or garage. Be very careful with that.
Okay.
Otherwise, yeah, the wiper fluid is down here now. It's a bit more insulation, I think.
This
that might be.
is it?
I think that was there before actually, but
Oh,
sort of,
maybe. I don't know.
yeah,
It's like,
this sort of keeps it all insulated inside.
I mean, to me, these are obviously the front is identical.
Yeah, you can see how the bonnet now goes all the way to the light bar down here, whereas previously, you might remember the old Model Y had a bit of an extra panel here. This goes all the way down now. Sorry, my bad. Shut that down. Okay, let's go this way. So front, new front camera. It's good. Probably better for parking too now, because we know Tesla's now camera based. No more sensors. Just watch the puddle there. And then around the side here, you can see the plastic skirting around the wheel arch and down the bottom. High contact areas. Probably see more of the back in that car, but it's a bit of a lip now. Extra lip here. Dual motor, that's how you can tell it's long
I
range.
was just going to say, that's how you know.
It's a nice Tesla light bar, it lights up at night.
And it's, I like how it's not,
It's textured.
yeah.
Let's open this bit actually.
It's not like a plain thing.
I might open this one as well. See them side by side, they should be pretty similar I would think. Very roomy boot.
Pretty similar or identical. Shouldn't it be identical?
Should be right. Here's the parcel shelf. I've not actually seen this in person. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a play with this. This should come with the car, I think. But you can see how deep that storage is, right?
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yep, side by side.
Yep.
And then the buckets on the left and right.
Oh, yeah, actually, no, that's true. Like, our current Model Y does have also quite a deep space.
It does. Yep.
There, doesn't
Extra
it?
space there.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a pretty roomy car.
Yep.
And I'll just show you what it looks like with the parcel shelf on. This is a chunky parcel shelf. It's not just a screen, it's a shelf.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's not the usual kind of like blind, roller blind kind of flap that some other cars have.
Yeah, you can put something solid on there.
How solid? How much weight would I dare to put on?
It's a piss
Okay, no,
car.
I wouldn't put that much weight on it.
No. But like parcels, that's what it's right.
Yeah,
Parcel
yeah.
shelf, right?
Like if you're doing the grocery shop, then you'd stick like the toilet paper up there. You wouldn't put sort of like 6 litres of milk.
Yep. You see how it's 40, 20, 40 split? You want to fit like a surfboard or skis or something through there, as opposed to 60, 40 for most of the cars for review. These should pop up and down now, so let's give that a go. Seat goes down very slowly, which is good, I guess. Not so,
Thunk down.
not so quick, and then should go back. There we go.
That. Ah, it's
Comes back
up and down.
Yeah, let me take this out and we can have a better view. So let's show that side. So very controlled. Nice. It's a nice touch. I'll just show you guys this side too.
And I think that can go back a little bit more, isn't it?
Yes, I
I'm
think
just
they're
judging
reclined.
by.
Yeah.
You can see that there's room
Let me
for it
have
to
a
go.
look. Yeah. Oh, it's a powered recliner.
Oh,
yeah.
too fancy. Okay,
Yeah, so powered
I see.
recline. I'll show you the buttons here.
I'll come around.
Yeah. There's buttons on that side.
Ah, there they are. Yep.
Yeah, same on this side too.
Okay. Yep.
Sure, I'll just show you this as well. What's nice is that now it's telling you where the emergency release is for the car door. Can you see that?
Not sure about the glare. Sorry. I'm trying to get. There we go. I got it to focus.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and there's interior lighting at the back. So just keep in mind the door card, the premium materials.
Yep.
on-
We'll compare that
Yep.
with the.
and the privacy tint, I think.
Yes, it is.
Just.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Like it's not a very dark tint, but it is a tint.
yes. Well, let me show you the rear of the other car, which should be identical.
The boot is identical.
Yes.
From what I see, it is identical.
Yep. Yep. So same. Nothing's different. It's good, and you've even got the power trim.
This is powered too.
Powered seats. Yep.
So that's not different between the two, which is good to know, because sometimes it's like, you know, in other cars, like it's only the more expensive spec that's got powered bizzos, but I'm just going to press it. Just
bring this down so you can see it. These are a bit fiddly.
Back up we go.
Just got to get used to it.
Okay, so the boot is the same. All right.
Yep.
Second row though.
Well, let's go this way because then we can see the difference in the trim.
True. Okay.
There you go, side by side.
So I mean, yeah, this is the white interior.
Yeah.
But okay, so that bit's the same.
Yep, same. So white.
This is honestly, this is easier to clean.
Yes.
I'm just going to say that now.
Gee, the white looks good though.
If you get something on this, you know, you
more
might
coffee?
not have as
Yeah, it might seep in more, right?
yeah.
Yep.
So maybe for younger children, you know,
Yeah.
you might actually be better off with this. Actually looks definitely way easier to keep clean.
The walls are the same. See that material on the panel, on the pillar. Sorry. That's the same as that. Gee, the white looks so good. I'll jump in.
And
this
it's
side.
the same door speaker here. Although there's supposedly more speakers in that one.
Yeah,
isn't
all
it?
drive. Yep.
Yep.
Map pockets this way now,
Yep.
and cup holders similar to your car, the old Model Y. Nice.
And both of them have the
Screen.
entertainment screen.
Nice spacious floor as well, and USB-C ports down here. The vents aren't manual. Just have to adjust them with this. Oh, look at that. It's like a spotlight. See that?
It's interesting. The white interior makes such a difference. I know this. You do have to pay more for the white interior.
Yes.
But having sat in the base model with the dark interior,
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed. But suddenly with the white interior, it actually makes such a big difference.
No, I like the white. I really do. Let's check the fronts.
Oh, there's a big cockroach there.
Where?
Oh.
Yeah, let me get that. Pause. Scurrying away.
Okay, definitely still alive. No
No
deaths.
animals were harmed.
Yeah, no deaths here on this channel.
No. Okay. Let's quickly do this before he crawls back in the car. So, that was definitely an Australia moment. All right, so front of the car. Okay. So again, it's a white interior, so it is hard to say what the black one will look like
No, but I remember it just wasn't that impressive.
compared to the all-wheel drive, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the showroom we'll have a look at the rear-wheel drive interior without the white.
I mean, this is definitely like a cozier look.
Yeah. Okay, otherwise both front rows are pretty similar in terms of how they appear. Infotainment screen is very similar, of course, in fact almost pretty much identical. And so is the steering column. And all the storage is all very similar as well. We've sort of done walkthroughs in the past, so nothing too new on that front. I think the USB port is now here. There we go, there's a USB-C port there. Probably just see it there on the light. And the glove box is screen-based, so there we go. This is a USB-A for dash cam recording in there. And the rear drive also has ventilated seats too, you can see.
For passenger and driver,
Yep.
so that's the same.
Same.
You're not missing out on that.
And the seats are perforated too in the rear drive.
This interior actually looks the same too,
Same,
isn't it?
correct.
Yeah.
All the same. Okay, well, next step is to, I guess, take the rear-wheel drive vehicle for a test drive. So let's do that right now to give our thoughts. Okay, so we're going to test the Smart Shift, I think it's called, Auto Shift.
Yeah. See. Oh, see. Oh,
Yeah.
see. To activate reverse.
All you need to do is turn the
Turn
wheel.
the wheel.
Okay.
And then I know. See. Right.
Smart.
It is. It is smarter. And look. And then to activate drive. You seeing that?
Yeah,
You're seeing
I'm
that?
seeing that.
Yeah, you're seeing that.
I'm seeing your delight.
No, it's not delight. It's like grudging,
Acceptance.
grudging acknowledgement, isn't it? No, but okay, this is what impressed me because
yeah.
Okay,
The parking.
so say I want to park there. Okay, so I'm going to indicate because hey, why not?
Why not?
And then I'm going to swing like this, and then it knew. It knew, right? Like, so I will give grudging credit that actually worked
And then if you want to
way
activate
better.
to drive, right? Set to turn the wheel before if you want to drive forward again.
Yeah, but it knew. No, I mean that was just such a nice sweep that it
Yeah, okay. Not bad in a
I know.
control situation.
But okay, so I do have to obviously.
Yeah.
I do want to press
I did that a
this.
few times. Nice.
But yeah.
Good demo. So check this feature out. So we've got the hazard lights on, but what happens when you open the boot, right? Because these lights are, with the boot, it should go up, but watch this. Check this out. Little secret lights down here too. So if you've got the boot up, if you're in an emergency, you've got the lights down here too. So that's actually quite a clever feature.
That's the thing. Someone's been thinking, isn't it? There are a lot of people thinking.
So many clever people at Tesla.
Yep.
Okay, so the Model Y also has a silver lining for the roof for IR heat rejection, but you can see here where Joy's head is, just above her head. It does finish just there, right? It's quite obvious from the camera as well. And that is because all the telemetry of the car is in this pocket there. So obviously you can't have the silver all the way back. It'll block what's being received by Tesla in the cloud, so that's why it stops right there. But I think if you lean back, Joy, it's still covering most of you, I think.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, I don't think it would bother me as a passenger.
Yeah.
Unless you're just sort of like one of those, you know, who doesn't like seeing a gap. But the fact that we actually didn't notice it until it was pointed out to us. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've done videos on how effective silver lining is for heat rejection, so it's good that Tesla's got that on board now. Okay, so there's a camera now on the front. You guys can see that. So if I go vision there, you can see Joy. I can see Joy anyway on the camera, and there's a little icon to wash. If you stand there again, I'll show what you look like squatting there. Okay, so activate the camera is this button here, and then you'll see Joy squatting there, and I just press the mirror, so the wash fluid there. There's it again, that's what it looks like from inside. Okay, so now we're sitting in the rear-wheel drive. I'm going to do my loop again just around here, around the twisties, as we did with the all-wheel drive, as a direct comparison. So let's do this. Activate the drive, press the drive, super easy. Same stiff stalk. Now, I made the controversial comment before about how it's almost too good a drive. It's taking a little bit of fun out of it. But let's see the rear-wheel drive with a bit more exciting. Or it's just as stable. I guess that's why we're here today, right? To do that comparison.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat, it's not as zippy. You can just feel it taking a little bit more time to get up this hill. Whereas the other one's just like, boom, instant, straight up the hill.
As a passenger, I don't know whether I'm imagining it, but it feels more loose.
Yes.
Like, not floatier, but more, less grippy.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's my imagination.
No, I agree. It's I don't know what it is. It doesn't
you can't do a blind drive test and not know what car you're sitting in.
No, you can't randomise that.
No.
No, I agree. It's something a little bit different to it. It's not a bad thing. It's just
it does feel, the ride quality does feel different.
Yes. It still feels fairly gentle. Like, it's not rough at all. It's not firmer.
I mean, these aren't technical terms, but it kind of feels like you're higher up off the ground, if that makes sense. Like it's just like a different feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know. As a passenger, anyway, that's what it feels like to me.
suspension-wise the same. Handling, yeah, it's a different quality. Whereas the other one was like, the other one felt tighter. This is definitely looser. Yeah, is it more fun?
I feel like I'm being thrown around a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it feels like. As a passenger, I just feel like I'm...
Which I don't mind actually,
feeling, yeah, like I'm feeling more of the joggles.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it does sway just a touch more. It's not as sort of grippy or what's the word? Not firm. Sorry, not as what's the word? Grip. Yeah, it doesn't grip the road as much, I think. And certainly acceleration is not as zippy. Yeah, the all-wheel drive sort of just launches you. Yeah. I don't know.
So as a driver,
different.
you can't. It is different, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels different.
Because even as a passenger, it already feels different. And it's interesting because I guess we've never really stepped from an all-wheel drive into a rear-wheel drive that quickly, immediately, and to sort of do the same stretch of road. You know, so it is a really interesting test.
This feels a lot more like your rear-wheel drive, your Tesla rear-wheel drive.
I was going to say it reminds me more of my current Model Y.
Yeah.
Like I imagine this is how my Model Y would handle this road.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different. It's different. I'll have to think about this, but. No, it's good. I'm curious to see how this handles on the highway as well.
I think it won't be as obvious on the highway.
Yeah.
That's just my guess.
Cool.
What's that word?
Hypothesis.
Prophecy.
Okay, so my turn now to try smart shift or auto shift or whatever it's called.
Except you just did that straight as a so it's almost like a U-turn.
Well, I want to
for
try
here,
to park
yeah.
here.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so into the puddle. Oh, yuck. What's going on? Where's my auto shift? You can blame me now. Maybe it's just me.
I think it's
yeah.
No, but that's not the right angle.
Yeah.
I think you didn't do the kind of like, you know, the textbook perfect swing. So it didn't quite know what you wanted to do.
Textbook perfect swing.
I know.
Okay, let me try one more time. Whoop. No. Okay. I'll do a 3-point turn in here. Okay. See whether it knows what I want to do. Slow down. Okay, now we go.
Okay, so it kind of knows that. Yep. Okay, there we go. Redemption.
Yep, it's not you, it's me. Activate the drive. Okay. See, I must say I'm quite impatient doing a 3-point turn. I just want to do it quickly, and that's why I always make that commentary when I do these auto things. I'm like, I can do it quicker, but that's not too bad. It's fairly responsive. I just take a moment to breathe and go, okay, all right. Just wait for the car, wait for the computer. We could do this. Okay, no, that's fine. I accept that. It's good. It worked. Okay, Joy's turn, and what does she do?
Yep.
Gotta be heavy. Alright, let's go through the twisties again.
Yep. And obviously it's because it's on your settings, not on mine.
Yes.
So that's the reason why.
All good. Happy with the mirrors?
Yeah, I was going to say, I did all of that before.
Okay.
Yep.
And see this blind spot model, so you can move it around too, see? So wherever you want, down here as well.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, the haze is gone. Interesting.
Yeah.
What a gorgeous day. So yeah, we tried to control this as much as we can. Joy is doing the same like drive, but she's going in reverse. Now she's going, well, not in reverse, but she's going uphill. I wonder if Tesla could do that in reverse.
I was going to say, that is a challenge I am not willing to accept, which is to do this road in reverse.
That would get like 100 million views, right?
No,
Tesla in reverse.
No. I think you'd also get 100 million complaints as well. So.
And probably 100 days in jail. We wouldn't do that to Tesla. No, it wouldn't be fair.
Okay, so yeah. Let me just see. Because obviously I already have the memory of sitting as a passenger, and it's hard to know how much is like the placebo of me knowing that I'm now in a rear-wheel drive, isn't it? So it's like, is it because I'm just feeling what I'm expecting? Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying, yes.
Yeah. But if I try and be completely logical about this, okay, here's that, this is that hairpin, isn't it?
Yep.
From the Cyberstar. Okay, so I can compare it with that. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt that grip.
I mean, okay, I feel like I'm going faster in this than I was in the Cyberstar. But maybe not as fast as I would have in the all-wheel drive.
Yep, I know what you're saying, because you feel more stable in that car.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there is a difference. But look, honestly, like, unless you live down here in the national park and you have to do this as your commute every day, I don't know whether you're really going to notice it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I'm curious to see what it's like on the highway, because, yeah, you're going to do like stable highway driving most of the time.
Yeah. But, yeah, like, okay, just in terms of my anxiety level is slightly higher now than it was in the all-wheel drive. Like, I basically had almost zero anxiety. But again, look, it's uphill, downhill, isn't it? But you were saying that uphill should actually be easier.
Uphill's easy to control because you're not falling down.
Yeah, I genuinely felt. Yeah, no, I was definitely more comfortable in the all-wheel drive, and I honestly didn't think I would be. Like, prior to filming today, I actually thought it was kind of like all in your head, really. But then I guess I can feel the difference between a front-wheel drive, which I now know I am not a fan of a front-wheel drive, versus all-wheel drive. But then I drive a rear-wheel drive every day, so I could actually tell the difference, I think, going from that to the all-wheel drive and now back to this. This is like what my Model Y feels like. So there is actually a difference.
Oh no, has Tesla spoiled us by letting us drive the all-wheel drive for the day?
I know.
I think they have.
Well, okay, what was the Polestar for? Why do you like that one so much?
That was all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive. Have we found, is it just all-wheel drive that we like?
Is that the common element?
That's actually pretty hilarious. That we just like it really grippy. We're just like bogans who like it grippy, is it?
Maybe we just like the boring, sticky, grippy drive that like is stable and doesn't fly everywhere.
Yeah, but okay, look, I thought it might have all been in my head, but I can actually feel a bit of a difference.
Yeah, I agree.
So
even as the passenger, I can feel it's a lot looser in this car, as you were saying when you were the passenger.
Yeah. Looser, right?
Yeah,
loose is the word.
Not,
loose.
Not in terms of like the car is falling apart, but
no.
it's just not as stable, right?
I know. I honestly didn't think there would actually be this much of a difference.
There you go. I'm glad we did this test today.
I'm genuinely surprised.
There you go.
But it's making me think, do I just need an all-wheel drive to be happy?
It doesn't take much to make Joy happy. $10,000 difference between this car and the all-wheel drive.
And the steering is the same, which is good to know. The steering is the same, but I'm not as comfortable with the steering, even though it's exactly the same steering, isn't it?
Fascinating.
It is.
Wow. I mean, as you say, we can't randomize this, but yeah, I think there is a subjective difference. And that's important because you're thinking about the car and you're driving it every day.
And I mean, I don't know whether you can tell from my shock, really, because it is actually genuinely not what I was expecting. I didn't think I would actually be able to feel the difference like this, obviously. And
well, that's why I was a bit stunned as well when I was driving. I was like, oh, there is a difference. And I was trying to find the right words for it.
So all you people who have been paying more for all-wheel drive, you have not been wasting your money. It's basically what I want to tell you.
It's a better drive experience.
Yeah, it's not all in your head. Not that I'm saying it was all in your head to begin with, but Yeah, it is actually.
It's a better drive experience when you're handling on a road like this, but
Yes,
we should
yes.
reserve our judgment for on the highway as well, on the main road.
Yeah, like it was really quite pleasurable doing all the twists and turns, isn't it? Whereas in this car, I've got to say, it's a bit stressful. It's not that pleasurable doing all the twists and turns. Whereas you kind of feel like a really professional driver in an all-wheel drive, because it's like,
we shouldn't have avoided that. We should have.
No, I'm not going. But hey, look, I was able to comfortably avoid it.
Yeah.
Even in this, you didn't need all-wheel drive.
Importantly, rear-wheel drive, no skidding, no torque steering.
Yes.
It's still very stable.
Yes. And
you'll be fine.
Comfortably avoided that pothole, no dramas. Oh no, 70. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. It does. I mean, even this one, it accelerates so quickly.
Yeah.
You can't sort of, put your foot down, because you will already hit 70 before you realise it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joy's now on like a main road. So, what do you think?
Yeah, on a road like this, negligible difference between like all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. Like, it just feels the same. I think it would be interesting if it was raining, because I think that's the sort of day where I'm like, oh, the car might be a bit squirrely. But on a like sunny day, dry day, like you're not missing out on anything all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know. So there really is there's like negligible difference on a sunny, dry day.
Yeah, as a passenger's pretty stable too. There's very little difference, and the suspension definitely has improved compared to the previous, like Joy's car, Joy's rear-wheel drive Model Y.
I have to say, this car doesn't feel as much of an upgrade compared to my car. You know what I mean?
Rear-wheel drive?
Yeah, because I think when and that was the same one that we first test drove, isn't it?
Yes.
And I was like, I'm happy in my car. Like, I don't see why I would want to get, get the new one. But I have to admit, the all-wheel drive actually felt like a leap ahead, which is so odd considering that in terms of the tech is actually very similar in both cars, isn't it?
Yep.
And really, the only difference is all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive, which is, if I'd been in an all-wheel drive Model Y now, I probably wouldn't feel that big of a difference either, I'm guessing. Probably. It's actually, so it's not actually kind of like a tech improvement between the two cars that I'm feeling so much as just the difference between rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, which is very interesting. It's been very informative for me anyway, to know what I like as a driver, isn't it? Yeah.
I think your next car might have to be an all-wheel drive.
An all-wheel drive, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we are back on the
keep right to stay on
Warringah Freeway.
City.
About to cross the bridge. What I've noticed too, actually, is the navigation, turn-by-turn navigation. It's now an Australian voice. I'm pretty sure it wasn't before. Maybe they've upgraded it.
Now keep right to stay on Warringah Freeway.
And you probably can't hear it, but the audio is coming from, it's being isolated from the front speaker now. So if you had audio like music running through the rest of the car, only the front speaker will do the turn-by-turn nav, which is really interesting. I'm pretty sure that's not present in the old Model Y.
I think I'm going crazy because I think it already is there, but I guess we'll know once I jump back into my car.
Maybe it's a software update that I'm not aware of that's happened recently. Anyway, that's good, whatever the reason. The suspension is about the same actually, just on like a normal road, not the twisties or handling test. So that's good, like compared to the all-wheel drive and the rear-wheel drive. We just go through these uneven roads and it's fine. It's actually pretty good compared to what it was in Joy's Y.
But do you agree that on, like I said, sunny day, normal roads like this, there isn't actually that big of a difference between all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive?
No, I don't think so. It's pretty minimal, I would think, between the two. And even the sound quality, we'll just listen to the music before. It's I know there's less speakers in this car and there's no sub, but honestly, it's not too bad.
So if you press here, and you got in in the all-wheel drive, there was like another equalizer here for the subwoofer. You like it on 4, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you're
No,
not
you like it more.
if you're not inclined to have too much bass, I think honestly, like the quality of the sound is fine, and more speakers doesn't always necessarily mean better sound. So
Yeah.
I think the quality is what's important, and it's pretty good.
And for me, again, I judge on like, you know, how it reproduces vocals and instruments, and that sounded the same to me.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to, no, not nice, but if we had a bit of rain somehow, just to, you know, throw a spanner in the works. But on a dry, clear day like today, rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive is pretty similar in ride quality. You're not going that fast anyway. I mean, you would hope for the average driver anyway. Still, it was good just to see the difference in the handling between the two. As a passenger, pretty similar?
Yeah, very similar. Like, I just feel like I'm in my current car.
Yes, it does feel like your Model Y. And even the software is similar too, like the visualizations are all very smooth. It doesn't get much busier than these roads here in Sydney, on the bridge and the approach too. Cool, all right, well what we'll do is we'll drive back into Tesla Sydney, and then we'll do a round up there.
In 300 metres, take the Gardeners Road slip road on the left. Then keep right to take Gardeners Road.
Okay, so we're in the tunnel here, and yeah, it's a concrete road, so it's a bit noisy. I might just shut up for a bit.
Now take the Gardeners Road slip road on the left. Now keep right to take Gardeners Road.
Very similar, I think, really.
Yeah. Everyone, so we're back in Tesla Sydney in Alexandria. So just want to, before I forget, thank you to Tesla Australia for this wonderful day to be able to compare a rear-wheel drive with an all-wheel drive, new Tesla Model Y, and a shout out to Kevin as well from PR and marketing. So much appreciated. We're forever in your debt. Well, we're in your debt. But thank you very much, Kevin, for that. So yeah, I guess we should give our final thoughts. We've kind of already said that during the drive, but for me, definitely, the difference is in the handling if you're doing those really tight turns, and I suppose it'd be even more exaggerated at faster speeds, at say 100 kilometers an hour on those single lane roads in Australia sometimes. And also, I guess, on wet days when it's rain, and maybe even in the snow when there's black ice on the road, and all-wheel drive might be better as well. But I guess overall, in terms of ride quality on the streets just around Sydney, there's not too much difference between all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive in terms of comfort and suspension, and just general handling. Joy, anything else you want to add to that?
Okay, so this is just from a purely cosmetic point of view. I actually think it is worth paying more for the white interior, rather than that sort of cloth finish that was in technically the more premium car, the all-wheel drive. I do feel that the interior of this one is actually a lot nicer. So I think it's worth paying more for the white, and then you get what I call the easy cleaning interior. So it makes such a big difference actually. That it looks so much better, and maybe that was what made the black one that we initially test drove just so uninspiring originally, and then suddenly it's like, oh, okay. So yeah, looks actually make a big difference. Funny that, isn't it? Yeah.
And I think, now that our kids are older, I don't mind having a white interior, because generally, when they're older, they should be cleaner and more respectful. Should be, and they are. But less mess to clean up as well. So I'd probably go the white from now on.
As you know, the thing that I've always been harping on about is the gear shift changes. And I have to say that the automatic gear shifting worked way better than I expected. Good. And it's like grudgingly admitting that. It actually automatically does most of the things for you, which I don't know. I just honestly found that quite surprising, which I guess is just me underestimating Tesla tech, isn't it? The other thing though is that you don't have to have those settings on. You can switch them off,
Yes.
so that you can just drive quote unquote normally as you can without gear shifts. And I only once swiped
The
at
right
air.
side, yeah.
Yep. So it actually, it seems to know if you make the correct movements, how you, like, you know, what kind of parking you're going to do. And it helpfully comes up on the screen, as you saw. You know, turn your wheel this way, it'll automatically change gears. Turn your wheel this way, it'll automatically change gears. So, I was shocked, as you probably heard from earlier in this video.
Yeah, all reactions are
Yeah.
genuine. So yeah, I must admit, it's been laying on the car. I flicked the right side of the steering wheel a couple of times too, so just out of muscle memory. But it's easy enough to just touch the screen here to swipe if you don't want to use the auto shift and things like that. So
Yeah, like I thought it would be like really, really super annoying, because I find the BYD one, which is like down here, super annoying. So this was nowhere near as super annoying as I thought it would be. Yeah, and like I said, only one air swipe. So.
And I'm glad they've got the silver lining now for heat rejection on the roof too. So that's a big difference. And otherwise, if you own a Tesla already, it's all very familiar. Software's the same. And I'm glad a lot of the tech is shared between both cars as well. So apart from the handling, it's a very similar car. Suspension, ride quality, sound system. Okay, sure, there's a subwoofer in the other one. A few more speakers, but the quality is still very good in this car. So you're not missing out on too much, honestly.
Yeah, I think before having sort of properly test driven them today, I would have said if you are already in a Y, there's not really that much benefit into, you know, moving to a new Y. But especially because of the gear things, that's the thing. I didn't even want to look at this car previously because of the whole gear shift thing. But now that I've actually properly sat in both of these cars, it's like, oh, okay, there's actually, you know, it's actually a decent upgrade between, I was honestly not expecting, given that we'd already kind of like half driven it previously, and so I thought I'd already made up my mind on what it felt like. So part of that might actually just be the colour. Am I that shallow that like the white interior
not
makes
shallow, but we're
such
humans.
a difference to
We're
me.
only humans, right? We can't be super objective. Sometimes you just have to go with your heart. So
I reckon all-wheel drive and a white interior, and
that's all it takes.
that's all it takes. Clearly,
Yeah, no, I must agree. The all-wheel drive was great. It's very sticky, very grippy, and yeah, it was good going around those corners, feeling very secure in that car. So, yep. Well, again, that's the importance of test driving a car and making sure you're happy with the car, as opposed to just looking at the specs, because it can drive very differently in the real world.
But I think chances are, if you have thought of something like, oh, like, can it do this, or what happens in this situation or this particular scenario, you're probably not the first person to come up with that same thought. And the engineers and software people behind it have probably already factored that in and probably worked out a solution for it. And there's probably a whole bunch of other design things that, you know, that we've missed as well, and we didn't even see, that are already in place for this car as well. As with, you know, not just this car, but all the other cars. There's whole teams of people working, you know, for the 5-star ANCAP rating and all that, like stuff that we don't even know. We just gloss over. We just get in the car and just drive away. But yeah, there's just so much that goes on behind the scenes, and being in a car like this makes you realize, and it's not just the tech for this car. It's like all the cars on the market too. So
it's good following this journey with Tesla. You can see how much improvement has been made and the feedback that's gone back to the engineering and the design team, and it's good to see it improving over time. So
so definitely, like, if you haven't looked at electric cars before, like I said, I'm going to harp on about the gear shift. I honestly thought it would be a much bigger deal, and it's not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. So if you've previously ruled it out because of the gear shift, like I had mentally ruled it out in my head, maybe just take it for a test drive and see. Like, it may still be a deal breaker for you, but it may not actually be as bad as I thought it would be.
We ask that you be open-minded, have a look, have a test. Otherwise, anything else you want to add, or that's pretty much it for today. I think it's been a good day, being able to see this, and look, we're very lucky, very fortunate to be able to have done this. So hopefully you got a lot out of this. Leave a comment below, see what you think, and once again, thanks to Tesla, thanks to Kevin, and thank you to the viewer for watching. Until next time, from Joy and myself on Ludicrous Feed, it's happy charging. Okay, so we really wanted to see the difference between a black interior rear-wheel drive versus the long-range all-wheel drive. So my phone is showing the all-wheel drive variant, and it's got this Alcantara type finish. It's a bit fluffier on the door card, whereas on the rear-wheel drive, black, it's a bit, I guess, more fabric-y.
Yeah, like this is more like cloth.
Yeah.
And this is more like a plushy toy.
Yeah, like a soft toy. But yeah, that's the difference, I guess. But everything else, I guess, is very similar. And to finish up, door shut noise. It's pretty solid.